Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
The end may be near for Farhan Zaidi. Rumors are swirling that he might be fired in the coming days as the 2024 season starts to come to an end here, and the Giants will not be in the playoffs. Even if they win every single game and run the table, which, let's be honest, I don't see it happening. But even if they did, they would probably fall a little short of the playoffs. So it's pretty much over for the Giants. They have won a couple games, so emotionally, we're feeling better. But let's just be honest, 2 wins is 2 wins. This has been a disaster of a season. And honestly, Farhan Zaidi has had 6 years to put a winning product out there consistently, and it hasn't happened. We've had one single good season. It was 2021, and a lot of that is because of the veterans. Posey and Crawford and Belt all had career years. That was just a season where everything gelled, everything came together, and that's great. Respect, credit where credit is due. Giants won 107 games, but you didn't follow up on it. How could you not build on that? How could you not build on 107 wins? Because the next year, the Giants were not in the playoffs. Then 2023, epic meltdown. Sucked. And this year, just haven't been that great. Haven't been a good team. And that's 6 years with the draft, the international draft, free agency, trades. And it has had a few good moves. It could have been worse. We're not losing 100 games a year, but I'm just saying, hasn't been great. And understandably, the clock is running out on the Farhan Zaidi era. Top members of the Giants ownership group are probably working very diligently right now to try to find the right grounds to keep Farhan Zaidi as president of baseball operations beyond this disappointing season. According to this article, they don't want to fire him. They want to identify the reasons to keep him. What would be the point of keeping him for another year? I mean, I feel like we need a shakeup. And I know he was the shakeup that we needed, because the Giants weren't great before we brought on Farhan Zaidi. We were having some really rough years back in 16. Well, 16 we made the playoffs, but the bullpen just completely imploded. 17 sucked. 18 sucked. That's around the time we got Farhan. 19, we're okay, but still missed the playoffs. And then in 2020, missed the playoffs in the last year, the game of the year. That was a shortened season, about a 500 team. 21 was that great year, and then since then, it's just been downhill. Tim Kawakami says in this article that he believes that Greg Johnson, along with minority owner Buster Posey, we all know Buster, want to actually keep Zaidi for at least another year and plan for next season to be the inflection point for Zaidi's tenure, which began in November 2018 and has produced only one playoff season. Quite memorable. Okay, yeah, memorable. You don't follow it up. It wasn't a successful season at the end of the day. It was a successful regular season. We got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. I started this channel in 2019, and I've covered one single playoff series. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. One playoff series for the Giants.
Gentlemen, that's not acceptable.
In big-time sports and all endeavors, when you have a pretty firm idea that you'll have to move on from someone in a year, you might as well do it now, and that's my point. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Like, I would have to fire him. Sorry, we gave you a shot. What's the point of waiting? What are you going to do unless you can convince me that you're going to do something different here? What I would like to see, and I know that sometimes ownership puts restrictions on the contracts you can hand out and the money that you can pay out, but I want to see them do what the Padres have done. Even a couple years ago, the Padres were just going crazy. They were trading for, they were grabbing Yu Darvish. They gave a massive deal to Manny Machado. They did great internationally with Ha-Seong Kim. They picked up pitching, Joe Musgrove, etc. They had Blake Snell for a while, and they've lost, so they got Juan Soto. I mean, they went crazy. They got as much talent as they could. And even this year, they keep on doing it. Even though they've lost some of those guys I just mentioned, they go grab Luis Arias. And I'm just talking about free agency and trades. They've done a phenomenal job drafting, much better than the Giants. Internationally with Tatis Jr., an absolute superstar. They have Rookie of the Year candidates over there with Cronenworth 1 year, and then this year with Jackson Merrill. So I'm just saying, look what the Padres have done and notice that they're going to be in the playoffs. The Diamondbacks were National League champions last year, and are in a playoff spot this year. Zaidi is well-meaning and very smart. He's not the most popular guy in the franchise, but he's not a terror in any sense. He's ridiculously smart. I'm smart. You know, we're smart. Everyone's smart. He's sensible, maybe too sensible, too disdainful of some of the more romantic aspects of the sport. And here the Giants sit. We're actually 74 and 78 now after a win yesterday. Zaidi may have run out of time. It's just hard to see how this goes on for another offseason, another spring, and potentially another empty fall. And man, at the end of the day, it doesn't take a freaking genius to do. We can talk about this, the analytical approach, all the computers, bad luck. I don't know. I don't know how much bad luck the Giants have had. I mean, yeah, we've had injury issues, we've had some problems, but Giants aren't far from being right back in a playoff race. Really? Okay. Melvin made it clear he jumped from the Padres because he trusted Zaidi from their days together with the A's. Maybe so. So maybe that's what I mean. I don't know. You give it another year so he can work with Melvin for one more year. I mean, I don't know. Even with Posey clearly moving into the position of major influence, Zaidi could stay on as the day-to-day decision maker. What do y'all think? He's not popular with the fans from what I can tell. Hasn't got it done, and I just don't want to waste time. A year is a long time. I mean, another entire year, we're just gonna stick with him. We're gonna fire him anyway. If we're gonna fire him anyway, get someone else in there to start working on the issue. But honestly, I was saying, like, it doesn't take a genius. Go out there and put together a freaking roster of studs. You think the Dodgers are just a bunch of geniuses? They're not a bunch of geniuses. They know who's good. It's like your typical 10-year-old fan. Hey, who's good? Juan Soto. Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts. They're called superstars. You need some superstar talent. Remember a couple years back when the Texas Rangers went crazy? They signed Corey Seager. We're like, oh man, they signed Marcus Semien. They picked up Jacob deGrom. They picked up all these guys, and they had all these great rookies that they had drafted and found. Adolis Garcia, etc. The Rangers went crazy. They just won a World Series last year. They won a World Series. Year before that, Astros. I don't need to go through the list of all their superstars. They were a stacked team. Before that, the Braves. Talent up the wazoo. Before that, Dodgers. Put together a gosh dang freaking roster of players. These guys that we got are nice. I like them. But they're supplementary guys. We have a couple of guys you would say, yes, superstar talent. Blake Snell is one of them. For half a season. Blake Snell missed spring training. We had it for half a season. He'll probably opt out. Elliot Ramos has that potential. Chapman is close. And then, of course, Webb. Webb, yeah, he's our guy. It's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. That's what you have to do. You cannot play Moneyball. You know, to some extent, yeah, try to get good deals, try to find guys, supplementary players, try to find your Tyler Rogers of the world to help out. But at the end of the day, you need freaking players. You need superstars. That's my opinion, but I'm a dumbass. What do I know? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk to you later.